So you're making $250,000 a year passively, right? Passively. I know it sounds like crazy, and I know people, oh, it sounds easy, turn 1 into 5. Blah, blah, blah. Shut the fuck up, sit down, listen, go read a book. Yeah, that's my operating system for creating, multiplying, and preserving wealth. That's my mindset. Like I told you, it's not so much about tactics, it's about fundamentals. Don't cheat yourself. Don't cheat yourself from your fullest potential. If you say you're going to do something, do it. Don't sabotage your dreams by chasing cheap dopamine, small vices, and instant gratification. Delay your gratification. Understand that the game is long and the road is difficult. Gucci belts and coochie belts and coochie, right? I'm not out here spending money on shit because I said, I'm going to take this money, I'm going to multiply it. So March 2020, I'm out here playing Call of Duty Warzone. I remember, not really good player, but enough to defend myself. And I see my phone, all my buy orders on Kraken getting filled. So the entire Black Swan event is taking place. I'm huddled up in my crib in Miami, right? Nice little bay, yacht on the end. I'm doing my own thing. And all these orders on Kraken start filling in. Cardano, $10,000 buy order, a half a penny. Ethereum, $88, 10 grand purchases, just auto purchases that I had set buys at like 6 months, a year before that started getting filled. So March of 2020, fucking crushed it. Put a big chunk of money in, was buying order blocks of 10 grand a piece of ETH at sub $90. You can check it on my highlights on my Instagram, where I'm literally telling people, yo, the bull run's coming. It's the year of the bull. Don't fucking fade it. And I believe I was probably a big factor as to why a lot of the e-commerce community got into crypto heavy. Big factor as to why they got into DeFi. I did a very good job at training people up. And then these e-commerce kids just went and like demolished the crypto space for good and for bad. Yeah. So 2020 put my entire net worth into crypto, and then I go into multiplication mode, right? So I 40x my net worth in 18 months. I basically was about 80x, but through market kind of movements up and down, I end up with, I think, 40x return, 42x of my net worth. So my net worth multiplies by 42. And then it's the final stage. So this is about December of 2021. I'm in Rio de Janeiro and I do an Instagram live and I say the market's going to tank. I'm out of crypto. I'm completely clean. I'm out. I sell all my ETH at 3,950, sell all my Bitcoin at 54,000. Just like a fucking savage, because everybody, and my big wake up call was, what the fuck is Justin Bieber doing buying $1 million apes? That was that was like my quote. That was my quota. And then I had some guys and then I had some of the founders of FaZe Clan hit me up and they're like, what's the deal with SafeMoon? I'm like, all right, sell. You know what I mean? Like, it was just obvious. So in that scenario whereby I was those people in 2017, I went from creation of wealth to multiplication of wealth to what? Preservation of wealth, which is what most people never talk about, how to keep your fucking chips. And then the cycle repeats all itself again. So now we're finishing what I believe to be the cycle of preservation. And we're going back, if not have already started, the cycle of creation again. And then eventually we're going to go into the cycle of multiplication, preservation, and so on. And if you can understand these fucking cycles, bro, and you can taste the cycles and you can perceive the cycles based off of the data sets, then now you're playing a completely different fucking game. So as an entrepreneur, you want to be able to develop these 3 wealth profiles and think differently, and your mindset needs to change based off of the times. Creating, multiplying, and preserving wealth. And your mindset needs to change in each. And you can't focus on multiplying and preserving if you're a hustler. You can only focus on multiplying and preserving if you're the fucking boss. That is why you need to be the boss. It's because you need to get to the multiplication and you need to stay in preservation, which is where all these dropship kids, all these ecom kids, all these quick crypto kids got their fucking asses whooped, right? Yeah. By the markets. Oh, you're a millionaire. No longer a millionaire, motherfucker. Welcome back to McDonald's. Because they didn't understand preservation. And if you can understand preservation and cycles, then you just play rinse and repeat. And at this point, think about it. Let's say you're sitting on $1 million bankroll. I know a lot of cats sitting on $1 million. Just saying you're sitting on $1 million bankroll. If you go through that process and you get into in multiplication, let's say you turn that 1 into 5, right? Very doable in a bull cycle. Very doable, even in the stock market, without massive risk. Especially if you look at something like, I don't know, PayPal, Shopify. What's another really good stock? Airbnb. A lot of these are down a fuck ton, right? And these are companies of the future. These are companies that are going to exist. Whether you love PayPal, hate PayPal, PayPal is still very much around and it's making a fuck ton of revenue. Profits, I don't know, but they have a space in the market and they're claiming it. And it's in these companies that have long-term potential where I want to go into the multiplication. I'm not going to be investing in shit coins. I'm not gambling. I'm investing and multiplying. I'm not out here for 100x anymore, right? Because if you're sitting on 1, let's say you turn 1 to 5, now you have that 1, that original 1, that is your life expenditure for the next 10 years. You're going to live off of what? 120 grand a year. Your expenditure is going to be 10 grand. The 4 million, right? You're going to take 3 of the million. You're going to put them into wealth preservation. So low risk index funds. You're going to put them into real estate investments, things of this nature that are low risk, decent return. So now you have 3 allocated towards there, giving you, let's say, 8% a year, 8% a year. So let's say you're making 8% off of 3 million. So you're making $250,000 a year passively, right? Passively from that 3 million that was invested. And now you take the initial 1 that was, or you have 1 for your life for your life, you have 3 for investment, then you have the last one that goes back into the initial of the cycle to let you build your creation wealth again. So that's what's going to be used for building companies, connections, travel, your business, right? Yeah. So take 1, turn it into 5. I know it sounds like crazy, and I know people, oh, it sounds easy, turn 1 into 5. Shut the fuck up, sit down, listen, go read a book. I'm anticipating the comments and deciphering them in real time. So I know a lot of cats sitting on 1, they can turn it to 5, take the initial 1 out, keep that for their life, in their expenses for the next 10 years, not have to worry about budgeting and all that shit. Take 3, invest it long-term, put it away, never see it, let that yield return every single year. And then you take 1 and use that last 1 of the 5 to build your next your next creation wealth mechanism. So yeah, that's my operating system for creating, multiplying, and preserving wealth. That's my mindset. Like I told you, it's not so much about tactics. It's about fundamentals, philosophy. I think that there's some sort of philosophy attached to the markets. I genuinely believe that your ability to be level-headed, your ability to not allow emotions to cloud your judgment, greed, and all these things, I think they have a philosophical take to it. It's not all just cold numbers and data. There's a lot of psychology attached to this. So becoming a person that isn't attached to that money because you're making money, that you're able to see those investments go down. You should not be investing your rent money, right? Like that's not the goal. That's how you get fucked. You have to be investing your extra capital after your life is taken care of. If you can tell by what I mentioned before, I took care of my needs first, then I went into investing. So I took the million, make sure I'm good for the next 10 years, invest, reinvest into my business. Like that is the cycle. And that allows you to live a life of peace. Why? Because you're not overspending. You're not worth 5 million anymore. You're worth 1, right? So you just took off 80% of your net worth, put 60% away, use 20% for your business, and 20% belongs to you. You, my friend, you're not worth 5, you're worth 1. And if you view yourself as 1, introduces humility. It allows you to have a longer runway, and it doesn't give you the lack of peace of mind that comes with overspending and underperforming in your businesses, which when times like this come around and shit gets hard, layoffs come. And the reason layoffs come and companies close and shut down is because people weren't able to manage and budget and maintain their fucking business. So that's my mechanism. It's worked in the last bull run, and I predict that it's going to work again. That's pretty much my strategy.
Wow. No, that's perfect.
In a more fundamental side without going into the technicals, but yeah.
Well, that's exactly what people need, though, in my opinion, because, I mean, there's a million things you could invest in. There's not one thing. I'm actually really curious, though. How do you feel about gold? Are you buying gold?
Nah. No. I have some gold. I have physical gold, physical silver. I put out a tweet that I said your World War III financial kit, and it entails 1 Bitcoin, 1 kilo of gold, which is expensive, 1 kilo of silver, $10,000 in Singapore, it's 10,000 US dollars, 10,000 Singaporean dollars, and 10,000 Swiss francs. That is your $150,000 safe haven, hard money. Don't fuck with me. I'm diversified. World War III package, right?
Yeah.
So I like gold, but I don't like it as an investment vehicle. I like to actually hold it because it's my hedge in case these motherfuckers say
Yeah.
the dollars, we're pulling the plug, which is not going to be the case. But still, I like to have a little bit of gold. Got my silver locked down, Swiss francs, Singaporean dollars, US dollars, and we Gucci.
All right, man. Well, let's try to wrap this up soon just because I know your time is valuable. My time's valuable. It's getting late. What are just some last thoughts, man, that you think would be really helpful for people to hear? I mean, beyond what we've talked about, what are your last words, man, for people?
Don't cheat yourself. Don't cheat yourself from your fullest potential. If you say you're going to do something, do it. Don't sabotage your dreams by chasing cheap dopamine, small vices, and instant gratification. Delay your gratification. Understand that the game is long and the road is difficult. And that you're by yourself. And if you cheat yourself, well, you're going to be cheated by everybody else. So level up, focus on becoming the best version of yourself, and don't do the things in life that are going to set you back. That which you know you're not supposed to do, you don't do it. And I end with a very interesting quote. It's one of my quotes. I say, the life that you have is the life that you chose. If the life that you have is not a life that you like, make different choices. So if the life that you have is not a life that you enjoy, you are responsible. And in that responsibility of understanding that your outcome was dictated by you, right? And you're the one that input those things into the universe, you can also unwind the bullshit in your life. You can also get rid of the garbage, but you can't self-sabotage. You can't sacrifice your dreams for the instant gratification, the small things and the small pleasures of life. That's the first one. And then the second one is, as you become successful, as you become wealthy, understand that that which you have is not yours. You are only a steward of what you're given to manage and take care of the people around you. Don't only focus on your own bag, focus on taking care of the people around you, your family, your friends, your circle, and play the long game. That's my advice for your people, brother. And
dude, thank you, bro.
I'll end it with that.
I really love that. Thanks, man. I appreciate your time. I hope that this one, like the last one, will change a lot of lives.
Thanks for
if
having
I
me.
had a bet on that, I would definitely put a lot of money on it. But yeah, of course, anytime, bro. We'll have to do a part 3 soon.
I'm ready for part 3, brother. I'm ready for part 3. See you in six months, huh?
Yeah, that'd be perfect. All right,
the trifecta, bro. We'll see where we are.
Let's do it. All right, man.
All right.
Peace out.
Thanks for having me. Have a good one.
You too. Bye-bye.